Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of Design Flaws. I'm your host, BARG, and today we will be ranting and raving about politics, as usual. If you are of a faint stomach, or say, a little easy to be offended, I recommend you click out of this podcast and listen to something else, because honestly, I'm not going to be too nice today. So I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's been a few days since I've gotten on the air today. My apologies. Don't want to have a stroke too early on, folks. Folks. We are in a historical era. We are in a this era. I've said this before on this show, on this program. This will be studied for years, guys. This is definitely a crazy time we are living in. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Over and over again, I keep hearing lefties tell you things like, just move on. It's over. Move on. And they just tell you this over and over again. You're a fucking Trumpy. You're a fucking bootlicking Trumpy. Meanwhile, while they literally eat the ass of the left, I have friends in my own social circles, folks, who eat leftist ass. They eat the leftist ass with their tongue and nose in the asshole, and then they tell you that you're bootlicking. It's very, very ironic. It's kind of hilarious. There is a lot going on today, guys. Today is December 16th, pretty crazy. December 16th, 2020, we are coming up on the new year. Politically speaking, what's happening in the world is definitely, we are in the biggest bout of information warfare ever. We have people on the left telling you that everything is Russian disinformation and everything is, Joe Biden, the news could come out and say, Joe Biden, diddled 5 kids and shit in all of their mouths, and there is photographic evidence of it. And then he would say, guys, now folks, 50 intelligence officials have signed the document saying that this is not and so this is Russian disinformation. This has all the telltale traits of Russian disinformation. Are we really getting to the point where everything is Russian disinformation? Is that how we're moving, guys? Because I thought that we had some sort of this thing called integrity. Does anyone remember that? What is integrity, actually? Because everything has been Russian disinformation. Pretty much every single claim that comes from the right has been met with Russian disinformation. I mean, dude, this fucking clown, Chris Krebs, is that his name? Chris Krebs? Christopher Cox Krebs is an American attorney who served as the director of cybersecurity and infrastructure security at the CIA. And I mean, here's the deal, guys. This guy is a fucking lunatic. This guy is a psychopath. He is literally sitting in front of a Michigan election hearing and lying to the people. Lying to them. He started serving in 2018, and then Donald Trump terminated him on the 17th of November in 2020. And, he's now suing the Trump campaign and shit, and I'm just like, bro, does it feel good at this? How? My question is to folks who support this shit, right? Who vehemently defend the left. They vehemently defend these psychopaths. Does it feel good? Does it feel good? Does it feel good to be defending these lunatics? Because, I mean, every time we get to this point, guys, we constantly We think about how difficult it is for the truth to get out there now. You don't, the way that the truth disseminates now versus 30 years ago it's significantly difficult. It's significantly more difficult now for the truth to come out. And you have people who ideologically believe this nonsense. Like, there are people who are sitting here and talking about Chris Krebs and saying that Chris Krebs is such a hero and all this shit. And you have all this, all these media apparatuses saying that, all these media apparatuses telling you that Chris Krebs is a hero. He's a fucking hero. He's sticking up to the fascist that Donald Trump is. Donald Trump's a neo-Nazi. He's a fascist. And it's like, dude, are we going to think for ourselves even once? Can we do that? Is that possible? Is that something we can do? Can we think for ourselves? Because I don't know what's more apparent to me. That this guy is, is it more apparent to me that this guy is a complete fraud? Or is it more apparent to me that the people on the ground, the on-the-ground folks in the left, basically the civilian leftist, right? It's pretty apparent that guy's lost his mind, right? And look, I don't have a background. I'm not a fucking CIA agent, okay? I didn't join the CIA, and I'm not like a former recruit, okay? I wasn't involved in any special operations or special weapons programs. You understand, folks? I'm just a fucking guy, okay? I read the internet. I read things that I corroborate. I corroborate things that I actually believe are true. And sorry, my apologies. That's the stupidest way to say that. I corroborate things that I believe are, I challenge my own premise. Let me put it that way. If I see something that challenges my premise, I look into it. I actually look into the actual evidence around it. So, for example, Christopher Cox Krebs, you look at what he's putting out into the world about Russian disinformation, this and that. They're the same top administration officials for cybersecurity that told you that President Trump was a Russian asset, which we have very specifically heard whistleblowers tell us the opposite. In fact, these whistleblowers actually helped save the president from a lot of these witch hunt investigations. And you now have folks defending these things, and it shows you the full scope of this whole psychological operation that we are under right now. I guarantee you right now that everything you hear in the public discourse is preconceived, pre-manufactured, and pre-written at the think tank level. We're talking about think tanks that hand these off to the CIA, that hand these off to media apparatuses, multiple organizations, and create this whole fake fact apparatus that all these morons listen to. And I don't even know if we could say, this is worse than the fucking worst you look at what's happened in the United States historically with misinfo and disinfo, and you look at all of the folks who look at the Cold War, look at World War II, you look at, dude, we are in the height of this disinfo, misinfo shit, and we're getting attacked by our own media institutions. And people are going onto Wikipedia and reading Wikipedia articles about Russian collusion, and you look at the source articles in there, the Washington Post and the Politico and all, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck, folks? What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here? Is this not crazy? When are we going to agree this is psychopathic? I'm at a loss for words, guys, because I don't understand how we're all so just cool with it. I talk to my conservative friends, and they're having a tough time right now. It makes sense. A lot of lefties are rubbing it in their face that this is the fascist is out of office. Meanwhile, they voted the fucking fascist in, right? This is the thing with the left, is that they're highly emotive. So they tell you that Trump's a fascist, and then they vote for the fascist. And it's like there's no way for them to acknowledge how stupid that sounds and how stupid they look. They're not able to. They can't do it, because if you did that, if you were to actually acknowledge that how stupid this is, you would be able to very clearly tell that, hey, wait a second, Trump isn't going to enact martial law. We already are in martial law. We already have martial law, dude. Come on, guys. Look, and I know every time I get on the air, I just have a scatterbrain rant about this stuff. But, we have seen a lot of stuff happen since our last episode, and now, hopefully I can keep, pumping this shit out for you guys. But what I'm seeing right now on my side in my war room, okay? My tactical war room. I don't have any links to the CIA. Stop telling me I'm CIA. Stop telling people I'm CIA. I'm not CIA, folks, okay? I wish I was. I wish the CIA would come out to me and hire me as an analyst, but I'm not. I am just simply not an analyst for the CIA yet. Will I ever be? I don't know. I don't know if I will. I don't think they're looking for lunatics. I think they're looking for serious operators with no moral or ethical standard. I think they want people who can very easily lie and dissuade folks, which I can't do. I'm sorry. That's not my skill set. I can't just lie to you guys and tell you that everything is fine and everything's going to be great. No, we are imminently heading towards civil war, folks. We are imminently heading towards civil war, and I highly suggest you arm yourselves. This is a comedy show. These are all just jokes, folks. Please do not. YouTube, I am telling you that I am simply just a cuck for your doing, okay? I promise I am not a resistance operator trying to tell people to arm themselves, even though I think they should. This is a comedy show. I'm a comedian. This is a comedy show, and no part of this is actually meant to be advice that people should take on upon themselves. So please, talk to your doctor or whoever the fuck you want to talk to before listening to this fucking shit show. But I'm just bombarded and bamboozled with all of the shit that's coming across my desk. Okay, I have assets in the field telling me that we have evidence of this, we have evidence of that. I have conflicting reports. I'm having a tough time discerning what is misinfo and disinfo. If someone wants to please help me understand this, I'd love to. I would love it. Please help me understand this, because I'm having a tough time understanding where the fuck we're going wrong. I have Chris Krebs here telling us that Trump is a Russian asset, and his sources claim that these are Iranian. He was sitting on national television telling people that Iran hacked the election. Iran hacked the election, or Israel, or whoever the fuck, Israel, Iran. Somebody's fucking hacking the election, and blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah. And it's just like, dude, can you shut the fuck up, please? You're a fucking lunatic, man. You're a fucking nutcase. Like, why do we have so many conflicting stories? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Just fucking tell the truth. Stop being a shill for this huge apparatus. I mean, you morons, listen to this asshole, dude. Morons, click MSNBC. Christopher Krebs, ex-cybersecurity chief, calls election conspiracy corrosive. It's like, dude, can this fucking guy just die or something? Because you're undermining the fucking president. Every time you come on the air and you say that I am a former intelligence you fucking idiot. Like, Jesus, man. It's like ridiculous. These people don't have any fucking remorse, folks. There are facets of your government. I mean, I hate to fucking admit it, man, but Alex Jones, were you right? Were you fucking right, man? These people of your government, these facets of your government are very clearly they are lying to your face, folks. If I were you guys, if I were fucking you, I would highly suggest you don't listen to anything published on media. I would suggest boycott all media, because this is insane. This is legitimately insane. We are in an insane time. This guy went on a Michigan hearing and straight up, without acknowledging any single allegation from the witnesses themselves, without actually considering the witnesses or the witness allegations, this man went on air on NTD and literally to the fucking American people. There's 80,000 people watching on NTD. This is probably going to get hundreds of thousands of views on NTD. This one stream. He went on air and told people that this is characteristics of the traits of Russian disinformation. And you know what's the sad part about that, dude? Lefties are going to believe that. Their media is going to post that. They're going to use this shit to suppress the truthful voices that actually witnessed impropriety on the ground. And morons in your social circles are going to come and tell you that you're an idiot for believing in something that is very feasibly possible. Guys, I hate to say it, but it's very feasibly possible that your election was stolen. It's plausible. I'm not saying it happened. I'm saying that you'd be stupid to think it didn't, okay? I'm saying that you'd be a moron to trust your authoritarian institutions to believe it on this thing. It's not. And what I hate is that it's been very difficult for me to consume leftist media. I've had a tough time consuming some of my favorite podcasts and shows because of how political they've gotten and how political everything is. And I mean, dude, I'm seeing people across the board take this opportunity to punch down on the Trump supporter and punch down on the president when these folks are the most patriotic, heroic folks you'll ever see, man. And I just wish for a fucking second that Politico or any of these stupid fucking companies would just say it, man. Just fucking say it. Just tell people that the Russian shit was fake. Stop talking about the Russian shit. You know, the New York Post at least is being fair on this shit, man. But fuck, dude. Fuck. It's scary, bro. It's scary. I mean, we're talking about media apparatuses that are designed to misinform. I mean, look at what I'm reading right now, dude. Look at this shit. I mean, just look at this shit. Chris Krebs. I click news. Ex-election security chief Christopher Krebs confronts GOP on false fraud claims. It's got to stop. What is he doesn't confront anyone. If you watch the fucking the hearing and you listen to the witnesses, Krebs does not actually spend any time to address or discuss anything about the Michigan witness testimony. In fact, he only limits his speaking time to foreign election interference. At least Rand Paul asked this motherfucker, okay, was the election safe from, sure, let's say it's safe from foreign intervention. Let's say the only foreign intervention was some Israeli people on meth, okay? It was methed out Israeli operatives who were sitting behind a computer like typing their fucking ass off, okay? What about regular fraud? What about domestic enemies? Like, dude, there are people in your government taking oaths to the Constitution and lying to the people. This asshole, Chris Krebs, took an oath to the American people to protect us from domestic and foreign enemies. And this motherfucker is sitting on a literally nationally, globally televised hearing, and he's saying that it was the most secure election ever. Are you insane? So let me get this straight, lefties. So lefties believe that everything that came out of witness testimony, affidavits, and all of the movement of people that are saying this election was potentially not as secure as people let on to be. All of those guys, let me get this straight. So we can, excuse me. I burp right in the microphone. My apologies, guys. Let me get this straight. So lefties all expect the right to believe this shit, right? And this is the most secure election ever. It was never more secure than this in history. And the witness testimony, well, that's just all Trump campaignists. Those are all just paid actors. Is that what it is, guys? Can someone email me and tell me this shit? Because I don't get it. Because I'm confused. Is that what we're supposed to is that what's happening right now? Is it that this is every affidavit presented by the Giuliani team and all of the data and analytics that is presented by the team is all just propaganda, right? Okay. Man, lefties, man, oh man, do I not want to be friends with my lefties anymore, man. Because it's hard, dude. It's hard because you're talking to these guys and they're telling you things and you're like, bro, I just wish you weren't so fucking stupid. I wish there weren't holes drilled into your brain from your dumb media. I wish someone fucking told you for a goddamn second that that stop reading this shit, man. God damn it. I hate to just come up here and get charged, bro, but I just, you know, I don't know, guys. I'm just fucking losing my mind, guys, slowly and surely. You know, you look at everything that's happening here, and look, guys, I'm not propagating or peddling misinformation on this show, okay? I'm reading shit that concerns me, and I share it with you, okay? I was never a classical conservative, okay? I was literally a liberal for so long. And then I did my goddamn research, and I did my due diligence as a citizen of this United States to read for one fucking second, and I was able to easily ascertain the real narrative from the one that was pushed down my fucking throat, okay? And it doesn't take a fucking genius to see that. But what you have right now is people in the public discourse who believe that everything the DNC has told me is true. They look at what WikiLeaks alone, Julian Assange alone exposed chronic abuse of the media by WikiLeaks and chronic abuse of the public discourse by chronic abuse of the media by the DNC and chronic abuse of the public discourse by the DNC. They literally showed journalists who all claim to be independent and have integrity. They were sending articles to the DNC to get editorially approved, okay? We know this. This is not new. Why do we keep trusting these institutions? Why do we keep believing in these institutions? Okay, I hate to be the fucking anarchist here, guys, but come on, guys. Like, let's fucking put our brain cells together, you dumb lefties, you fucking idiots. You know, I guess, you know, one thing we should talk about is the other day I love the Tim Pool show. Everyone loves the Tim Pool show. Tim Pool's a great fucking guy. I mean, dude, this guy does this research. He gives you the breakdown that I believe everyone needs. I think it's very balanced. He doesn't necessarily take a harsh pro-Trump stance, nor does he take a harsh anti-left stance. He's very classically liberal from the very beginning, and then I think because of Trump's more perceivably liberal policies with foreign policy, he then likes Trump and he likes border security. You know, he's a big Trump guy, big MAGA guy. You know, and so you love to see it. I mean, I love to see that shit, man, because I think it's important that we realize that Donald Trump was the most uniting figure in American politics and public discourse. I mean, you can just look at the fucking data with like your dumbass eyeballs and just see that Donald Trump had more registered Democrats vote for him than any president prior. I mean, more registered Democrats actually registered as Democrats voted for the president. Like, that's insane, man. Like, we're talking about 11 million new voters, 5 to 7 million of those are probably registered Democrats. So this guy, all this divisive rhetoric you hear is literal bullshit. It's literal bullshit that's shoved up your asshole to perforate your asshole and fucking infect your blood with sepsis, bro. It's not a real thing. He literally had more minority vote than any president prior. He's more uniting than any president prior. And what you see with, like, when you look at the Latinos in Florida, Latinos in Texas, you can clearly see that voting is not cultural. Voting is definitely policy-based. It's not something that's coached. You can't say that, oh, well, if you're not voting, for this president or that president, like the whole concept of culturally casting your vote with your community is bullshit. It's been proven as bullshit. It makes no fucking sense. Voting is based on it is cultural, but it's not based on race. I guess that's what I meant to say. Voting based on race. My apologies. Just ignore the word culture this entire time. There are votes cast on cultural things. You do have people casting votes because they believe in the nuclear family, and you have people casting votes on one side because they don't believe in the nuclear family. So there is a culture war. There is a cultural schism happening right now. We are trending towards secession or Chinese ownership. Who knows? I really fucking urge my red states and my red states to please, guys, please vote out all of the people who didn't stand with your president. Please vote them out. If you don't believe that there's someone who can run for that office, do it yourself. It is better that you run for that office yourself and claim yourself to be the person of a MAGA party or of the person of claim to be a Trump disciple, and you'll at least get community involvement in your policy decisions and policy making. Don't vote for establishment Republicans that have been screwing you over from the jump, okay? And please do not give the Trump deranged people any credence, okay? Ignore them. They're idiots. They're fucking idiots. I go on Twitter and I see so many people believing in Russian collusion that I just literally lose my mind. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, how many times do people have to debunk this stupid thing before people believe it? People think that Chris Krebs is his integrity. The DNC places this guy in the hearing for a fucking reason because people listen to this asshole and believe what he says. And he's a moron. He's proven to be a fucking fraud. He was one of the 50 intelligence directors or the 50 intelligence officials who signed an unsworn statement. It wasn't even a sworn statement, folks. It was like an unsworn statement that literally had no merit or it debunked nothing. It debunked nothing about the Hunter Biden revelations. The Hunter Biden email leak showed distinct evidence that Hunter Biden sat down with Chinese intelligence and CFC Energy or whatever this fuck energy company, which basically is Chinese intelligence because it's a communist country, so you can assume that with state capitalist businesses that they're going to have CCP influence. So he literally, the fucking tapes were released, bro. The fucking tapes told you that this guy was saying, oh my God, we sat down with Chinese intelligence and I don't know what to do. And Tony Bobolinsky literally came out and fucking exposed this guy. And then these assholes all got together and said it's all fucking Russian disinformation. And it's just like Russia's the fucking boogeyman for everything, dude. Why the fuck is Russia the fucking boogie? Bro, what the fuck? Like, oh my God, dude. Literally, Axios reports that there's Chinese spies in America and there's the CCP is everywhere, and we're sitting here saying Russian disinformation, man. It just drives up my blood pressure, folks. It drives up my blood pressure. It makes me like almost have a heart attack, man. I'm literally getting palpitations right now. Like, come on, guys. Like, where is... You know what it is, man? The left used to be a place where they actually legitimately valued. The left used to legitimately value integrity, man. The left used to actually stand up for people like Assange and Snowden, and they used to have, dude, it's so fucking ridiculous, man. These idiots, dude, these fucking morons, these lefties, man. You read every fucking, I had to correct one of my friends the other day because he didn't. Okay, if anyone remembers Occupy Wall Street, it was largely a joke because, the DNC did change how they banked with because they kind of decentralized some of their banking principles, but it didn't drive down any fucking evil metric that the DNC constantly engages in. So, in all said and done, it was a fucking joke. But the left at that time was, at least for the bare minimum, a anti-authoritarian party, right? They were a pro-free speech party. They were the ACLU and other leftist organizations defended neo-Nazi groups, giving them the ability to basically, they protected their First Amendment rights, which, by the way, guys, the racist that you hate, his First Amendment right to say racist shit, as long as it doesn't incite any sort of violence, is the same First Amendment right that protects you from dissenting against the government. So every time you fucking soft cucks try to repeal the First Amendment and try to modify it and then create designated hate speech, which is, again, we've never been able to historically do that successfully, You fuck over so many people, man. Every time you fucking idiots like constantly try to show the world how social justice is some sort of great movement, people in Hong Kong die, dude. People in Hong Kong die. The CCP continues to abduct them, bro. The subjugated people all around the world lose faith in America when they see our news cover bullshit and cover activist bullshit. And you fucking idiots, you stupid fucks who continue to read this activist shit and give these corporations money, you morons are single-handedly responsible for burning down the entire public discourse. And every time these morons, man, I'm telling you, they're more concerned about white people denouncing racism than they are about the fucking CCP subjugating the Hong Kong Chinese people. These idiots, dude. These fucking morons, dude. I cannot tell you anyone I've met more low intelligence and low IQ than a fucking lefty, man. It just is so stupid, dude. These fucking idiots, every fucking thing they say, they just want to socialize everything, man. You ask one of these guys what their opinion is on something, it never deviates from spending going up, government intervention going up, and further leading into a more socialized state. It's always that. Never do they think for a fucking second that before the ACA, we had less government regulation and less government intervention, and we had more of a market economy. We had lower prices. They can't for a fucking second just admit that shit, man. Like, what the fuck, dude? You can literally put the facts in front of their face, and they're just sitting here like, well, AOC didn't say that. AOC said, AOC said that Trump is a bad boy. What the fuck, dude? Dude, this is just total outrage, guys. I didn't expect to get on the mic and just fucking lose my mind. I tried to come out here with something cohesive and sensible, man, but I can't, man. I can't. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. We've only trended away from the truth, folks. We've only trended away from the fucking truth. China's influence continues to fucking grow, folks. We have literal reports of Chinese intelligence infiltrating the United States fucking media apparatus. Woo, dude. We are just... Woo! Yes! 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 China, go! Yeah, Trump, bad! Fucking shit, man. I mean, I've been tuning out of the news. I've been watching less news. I've been sitting here just fucking paying. And we're just... God damn, dude. I need to fucking watch my blood pressure, man. Look, I'm trying to do something productive here, okay? And it's clearly not working. Okay, let's acknowledge that. Okay, BARG, your productivity is definitely going down. Okay, but here's the thing: you have people with moderate intelligence. Okay, I know I was belittling and demeaning every lefty. You have people with moderate intelligence believing in things that really shouldn't be considered by anyone unless they're, on meth or on heroin. So why I say this is because we definitely, guys, if you're listening to this, if you're not a part of the radicals on either side, okay? If you're not the alt-right, if you're not the fucking QAnon, if you're not the fucking lefties, we need to decentralize our power and our trust we need to decentralize the power and decentralize our trust in mainstream media institutions. And we need to start putting everyone's feet to the fire when it comes to this, man. And I can't stand, lefties. I can't stand half of these morons, but, we have to, dude, let me give you an example, okay, of how bad it is, okay? The other day, Tim Pool had an IRL, he had this Timcast IRL show, and he had a guy named Hunter Avallone on. Hunter Avallone, while Tim was explaining how the media is wrong about a lot of shit. And while Tim was explaining how Donald Trump had no culpability to any of the crimes that were alleged against him in the Ukraine situation, Hunter Avallone literally stops Tim in his tracks and says, listen, I can't let you guys go on by saying this misinformation. Hunter Biden did not. And then, he basically defends these criminals, bro. You're being conditioned to defend criminals who do not need your defense. So he defends Hunter Biden, and then Tim literally stops him dead in his tracks and says, listen, buddy, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Joe Biden definitely fired that prosecutor because he was investigating Hunter Biden's board position while Hunter Biden was making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month, okay? And the corruption on the side of Joe is just ridiculous. I mean, dude, the Chinese... these morons, man, these morons don't believe that the Hunter Biden-China meeting was bad. They think it was just good old politics. It's like, are you stupid? Are you fucking dumb? No, it's not normal that a sitting vice president takes his fucking son, who has no stake in politics, to a Chinese energy company and then brokers a $1.5 billion deal with a 10% kickback to the big guy. We're talking about $150 million to the motherfucking president, the vice president of the United States. We're talking about his family profiting by about $1.5 billion. It's not even close, folks. The charges you're seeing that the media is saying that Trump's going to be charged with, guys, those are obviously trumped up. Look at them, dude. We're talking about historic peace deals that literally drove down military spending, American cost of lives, civilian cost of, Israeli and the cost of civilian lives over there, the cost of civilian lives over here, the cost of military lives over here. We're talking about historic peace deals, guys. We're talking about peace deal number 3 or 4. And we're talking about, we're talking about these peace deals were banged out by smart guys like Jared Kushner, who are literally the opposite of racist anti-Semitists. They're literally not neo-Nazis. They literally are Jewish. Can we understand that being Jewish and being a good Jew doesn't make you a neo-Nazi, okay? So, we're having all these folks, get labeled as criminals and crooks and cronies, and it's like, come on, man. Can't you spot the fucking elephant in the room? Don't you see who's feeding you these sources, bro? Don't you see how the DNC is the exact group of people that puts this shit into power and puts this shit into place is the fucking DNC, man? Are you fucking serious, dude? Come on, man. I can't stand it with these folks anymore, man. I'm just losing my mind. I'm losing hope, guys. I'm losing hope. I'm slowly trending towards this direction of just anarchy, and I hate it, man. I really don't like it because, I appreciate my president, man. I like my president, man. I like him a lot, and as supporters for Trump, we didn't like everything he did, but we loved a lot of what he did comparative to presidents in the past. We really, really loved it, right? We really, really cared for it. So my biggest thing has always been, man, at least evaluate the guy on policy. Stop reading the fucking news. For the last fucking time, man, stop reading the fucking news. It's all fake, folks. It's not real. It is all fake. It is all built to create a fake apparatus of fake facts around you for you to affirm fake positions, guys. It doesn't have anything to do with balance and reality, bro. It's not a real thing, guys. It's not a real thing. I don't know how else to fucking say it to you folks, man. I don't know how the fuck else to say it. Hunter on the show, I just heard him talk all sorts of bullshit. He claims that Trump is a boo-boo baba. And I'm just like, come on, dude. Get off this orange man bad bullshit, man. Get off this shit, man. Fucking nonsense, man. You have Chris Krebs, literally a man who took an oath to defend America against domestic and foreign enemies, and he's literally telling people that this is all Russian misinformation. When there is no evidence of that. There is no evidence of that. He can't even cite the evidence of that. It's literally his first-person report of it. He is a first-person report of Russian misinformation. And 50 intelligence people sign a stupid document that's pushed by Politico. And then a week later or two, whatever the fuck, after Biden gets his bullshit certification, they claim, oh, the Hunter Biden is now being under a federal investigation. And it's like, fuck this, dude. Fuck all of you guys, man. Fuck every one of you. Fuck every single one of you for fucking over the fucking American discourse, man. Fuck all of you, man. You guys suck, dude. You guys fucking suck. It's money, man. It's just plain and simple money. It's money. It's power. These are the folks who are selling out your constitutional rights. It's people who want money and power, dude. The governor of North Carolina, Democrat, he's subjugating the entire state to weird curfews and lockdowns while you have a full Republican red state, man. They're taking over, folks. They're taking over, and they're taking over really well, and our defenses are crumbling, boys. We need to decentralize, man. We need to fucking decentralize. Please push for decentralization in your homes. Push for decentralization in your media, in your information. Let's fucking do this, please. Let's get the fuck out of this stupid way of life that we've been living, man. It's a dumb way of life, man. It's dumb as fuck, and I cannot spend more time urging you to do that. To please get out of this state of mind where we all are supposed to be trusting our institutions. We really can't do this, guys. We really cannot do this. I mean, it's trending in a direction that we're never going to... Dude, once we give the feds this power, once we allow them to steal elections, we're done for, man. You can kiss all civilian dissent goodbye. We will have to become an invisible race of people. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. I mean, what you have across the board is just complete nonsense, man. I mean, I wish that we had the ability. I wish we had a fair media. You know, I wish we had a fair media that reported things, you know, unbiasedly. You want to say something bad about Trump, then you got to say something bad about the other guy. You cannot just take the anti-Trump stance every time. And I wish we had a populace and a group of people on the ground, the civilians. I wish you guys were smarter, man. I wish you morons actually thought about this stuff and really implored and challenged your assertions and challenged your opinions and made yourselves rationalize it, man. Just rationalize your fucking opinion for once. Like, if you believe free trade is so good, rationalize it, flesh it out. Flesh it out and then try to say it out loud and see how stupid it sounds. And you'll understand, man. You'll get it. It'll be fucking apparent like that. You'll get it. But instead, you have folks that don't do that. They're not doing that. They're constantly not. They're literally taking face value, superficial nonsense, fake news, fake reports, manufactured data, misleading information, and they're trying to take your Second Amendment rights. They're trying to take your First Amendment rights. They're trying to take your Fifth Amendment rights. They're trying to take every one of... Dude, it is an attack on the Constitution, literally plain in sight. And it's happening at the level of Chinese interference, domestic evil actors who are allying with Chinese interference, and domestic actors who want to line their pockets, domestic actors who want to mislead and misinform. It's a handful of bad guys plaguing this entire system, guys. And you can look at it with the Trump cases, man. The Trump lawsuits, don't let anyone tell you that those lawsuits didn't have merit, man. All those lawsuits had merit. They were dismissed on standing. The Texas lawsuit was dismissed on fucking standing, guys. It had exclusive jurisdiction in the Supreme Court of the United States, and they dismissed it on standing, not merit. They didn't at all encourage or counter the merit, engage or counter the merit. They literally dismissed it on standing, even though they had exclusive jurisdictional oversight for a case between two states. It was weird as fuck. It was suspicious and odd, and I mean, dude, I can't lie. It was demoralizing. It was demoralizing. You have people on the left cheering. I literally have friends in my social circles cheering for that case to not be heard because they're cheering for the side of literal left-wing authoritarianism, man. They're cheering for the side that is locking people down, crushing businesses. You have morons who are misread, misinformed, and uneducated who still have degrees. They have advanced doctoral degrees, or they're trying to study for them, and they believe that this fucking virus is killing everyone. They think 300K deaths is... dude, they literally talk about 300K deaths as if it's anything relevant to the death toll, dude. Bro, like what? We haven't even hit the fucking standard deviation to say that there was more deaths this year than last year. We've literally had deaths go down in other categories. And not because they actually went down, because they're not being reported. Like people commit this COVID shit to fact. They think COVID kills like gravity drops. They think COVID kills like pedophiles fuck. It's a misinformed race, and they're doing crimes right in front of our eyes, folks. I mean, we have so many voices that are taking to the streets. We have Proud Boys everywhere. We have people everywhere. But it's still not enough, apparently. And at least I'm getting on TikTok, and I'm seeing conservative TikTok, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's just my information sources are compromised. Maybe in reality, algorithmically looking at, like, you know, when it pairs me and matches me with content I like, maybe there is a lot of people assembling. But guys, we need more grassroots support, even though we are a grassroots party, okay? We need to fucking devalue and debunk these institutions, man. The Georgia video is not debunked. The Georgia video of suitcase balances was not debunked. Do not let people tell you differently. It was not debunked. Look at any article that claims that shit was all fake, and they claim it's all fake, and you look at their claim, and it's the Georgia Secretary of State. That is the statement. That is the statement they've given for every complaint brought to Georgia. And then lefties like my fucking dumbass friends. I hate my fucking friends, man. Some of my friends are fucking morons, but my dumbass friends are believing it. They're literally sitting there going, yeah, see? Misinfo, fake news, right-wing conspiracy. It's virtue signaling. It's fucking holier-than-thou nonsense at the core, dude. I had a buddy question me on the Fauci COVID link, and we have very clear evidence of Fauci and the NIH and different medical organizations in the U.S. donating and being intellectual and economic contributors to the Wuhan Level 4 lab that was responsible for a COVID strain that was 96% similar to the one that's in our fucking wild type right now, okay? It was very similar, and these motherfuckers were like scoffing at me. These dumb fucking idiots were scoffing at me. These stupid fucks. These mentally unstable and developmentally disabled fucks were laughing at me because they thought I was a conspiracy theorist. It's happening in your fucking front lawn, you dumb fucking lefty. You stupid fucks. You stupid fucks. It's happening in your front fucking lawn. It's not imaginary. It's not real. It's literally here, guys. Holy shit. It's literally here in your front lawn. And they're telling you with explicitity that it was the fault of the president. Isn't that amazing, guys? We have Newsweek, New York Post, other journalist reports. We have whistleblower reports of the COVID pandemic starting in China and how it started in China. We have every fucking thing you dumb fucks would need to fucking learn a goddamn piece of information, but you scoff at me. You scoff at me because you stupid fucks, you dumb motherfucking idiots have been conditioned to believe nonsense. You've been conditioned to believe that any single dissenting opinion is alt-right, it's white nationalism. You've been conditioned to believe that any dissenting opinion is conspiracy theory, it's corrosive. You stupid fucks, you have fucked over the good life of many people. The manufacturing jobs that Trump brought back that were backed by you, this is what they told you guys. They told you that the jobs Trump brought back didn't help anybody. Hunter Avallone, he didn't help the economy. Shut the fuck up, you dumb fuck. You stupid fuck. How are you so fucking stupid? You dumb motherfucking idiot. You stupid fuck. You have shilled for authority, you dumb fuck. You have shilled for authority and helped these people. And you have screwed over your own friends, you stupid fuck. Your own companion, your own citizens. This dumb fuck sits there and tells you that. He sits there and tells you all sorts of nonsense. Oh my God. Like Trump brought Trump's. They tell you tax cuts are bad, yet they conveniently ignored the Trump tax plan, plus the trade deals. Aggregately brought back 325 million manufacturing jobs. Don't believe me? Fact check me, you fucking morons. 3 to 5 million manufacturing jobs, folks. And no, they weren't just Wendy's and McDonald's and you stupid fucks at the Young Turks, you dumb fucking idiots. You fucking morons. You guys are you're a group of fucking shills, man. Shilling for authority. I hope they come after you one day, man. I hope the free speech advocates come after the free speech, whatever the fuck they call them, the Nazis, the free speech Nazis come after you because you guys are fucking morons, man. The literal plans that Donald Trump enacted into office single-handedly brought this country the best economy it's ever seen. It single-handedly drove up wages. It wasn't just McDonald's jobs. And your dumb, biased, misleading wage statistics were not. The New York Times has talked about wage growth in the last 4 years being higher than the 8 years prior to that. The New York Times has talked about the unemployment rate. It's talked about the lowest black unemployment rate. The fucking government, the data from the feds has discovered this shit. I mean, we know for a fact that these policies help people, and you stupid fucks in the name of social justice are going to trade back these hardworking American jobs to different countries because white people don't denounce segregation enough, and white people aren't denouncing racism and white supremacy, and the people who have been in power are white people. Oh man, shut the fuck up, you fucking idiot. You fucking moron. Get off your white supremacy dildo, dude. Stop fucking yourself in the ass with the leftist think tank idea of white supremacy and open your dumb fucking eyes. Stop defending these crooks like Biden, Pelosi, and Obama. Learn that the right has been culpable and critical for all of the shit they've done. We don't like Bush, you dumb fucks. We hated him. We don't like these fucking morons who are posing to be Trump supporters. We don't like these idiots who used to be establishment Republicans. Mitt Romney is not a fucking Republican. Mitch McConnell is not a fucking Republican. These people are not our friends. You stupid fucks. For fuck's sake, man. I'm going to have a heart attack, man. I'm going to have a fucking myocardial infarction just sitting here and discussing this shit because of how stupid you are. And you guys will probably cheer for it. Meanwhile, saying Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, but brown guy dies from heart attack. Isn't that great, folks? Black Lives Matter, brown guy dies from heart attack. Black Lives Matter, brown guy dies from heart attack. Fucking idiots, man. You stupid fucks. Fuck you guys, man. Fuck every one of you, honestly, man. Thinking about cutting you all out of my fucking life. You guys are such idiots. There's no way to talk to you dumb fucks. You guys read everything that is like these think tanks, these journalists, these activists all literally play you like fiddles, and you guys read it and you believe it. Trump is so bad. Trump is so bad. Trump is raping people. Trump is killing people. Shut the fuck up, you fucking idiots. You dumb fucks. You stupid fucks, dude. Holy shit, man. Oh my God. I would love to just blow my brains out in front of these people and have them have to go to like a lifelong worth of therapy. This is how soft these people are, folks. They would have to get like years and years worth of therapy because Trump is bad. Trump is a boo-boo, boo-goo, doo-goo, dookie, bookie, chookie, a stinky, dinky, winky. He's so bad. Trump is the Mexicans and the racism and the white supremacy and the nuclear family. And this is how you all sound, guys. This is how all you fucking sound. Hey, Kyle Kalinske, fuck you, dude. You're a fucking cuck, and you're a dumb, uneducated shit. You can't debate anyone for jack shit, and you're a jokester. I hope that you fucking realize that one day, man. I know you're famous, and I know you're rich and successful, but I hope you realize that no one takes you seriously, bud. You're literally like a loony, dude. A fucking loony. Kyle Kalinske, Pac-Man, all these fucking morons, man. Fuck every one of you, dude. Fuck every leftist right now, dude. Fuck every single leftist that sat there and shilled for authority and took the anti-Trump position because it was cool. Because it fit the fucking business model, dude. Do you know how hard it's been to actually express your opinions on politics, dude? Do you know how hard it is to say that you're pro-border, but you're pro-immigration? Think about how fucking hard that is. These dumbasses, everything in the left is apparently non-binary. Everything in the left is binary except for gender, the only thing that's non-binary. Gender, on the other hand, is a fucking spectrum of furries, of attack helicopters, of chimneys. I identify as a chimney. My pronouns are chimney, chimnu, chimna. My fucking, my sex organs are this, and like, gender is non-binary, right? But Trump being bad is binary, or bad or good is binary, and foreign policy is binary, and this is binary, and that, and Iran. I mean, these idiots defend the Iran nuclear deal. They've been conditioned by their fucking moronic media to do all this shit. I don't know what to tell you, folks. We are in a crisis. I don't know how to tell you, folks. We are in a crisis. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, folks. I don't know where to go from here, guys, because I am just sitting here and listening to Chris Krebs, this fucking, shill, just tell us how the intelligence community is all very consensually agreed that, like, this is all Russian disinformation. And I'm like, how is this Russian disinformation? How is a fucking affidavit from a guy who witnessed impropriety Russian disinformation? Why? Was he selected by Russia? Is that, like, how are you telling us we peddle conspiracy theories while literally peddling a conspiracy theory? Can somebody please just, like, I don't even know. I don't even know, folks. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't see how we're going to get better from here. You have people only getting more and more Trump deranged. You have a lot of people waking up. There is optimism in there, but the election is not over yet. So whatever the fuck you hear, we're not gonna know shit till the 6th and the 20th. Okay, I'll believe it when I see someone get inaugurated. All right. Otherwise, get your fucking bullshit out of my face, bro. Why has Kamala Harris still not resigned from her Senate seat? Because it's not certain yet. It's not a sealed deal, and Michigan has already released, there's courts in Michigan that have already released independent reports showing very clearly that these results are not certifiable. So whatever the fuck someone tells you, please don't believe them, folks. Just ignore them. Let them. What we need to do is let the echo chamber become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, okay? The echo chamber needs to become smaller and smaller and smaller, and these people need to have less and less of opinion let's just keep driving them into bankruptcy. I mean, CNN will probably have to go bankrupt soon, and a lot of these companies, CNN shot. It's literally the fucking whoever owns CNN. I forget who it is. I don't even remember. Some fucking company, whether it's Time Warner or whoever the fuck, they're shopping CNN around right now because, dude, they've accumulated quite a bit of debt. CNN has accumulated billions of dollars in debt over the last few years, and they haven't really been turning a profit, although they have been gaining viewership, And it's been very profitable to take the anti-presidential stance on everything, on every fucking thing, by the way. Not one thing is it not profitable to take the anti-president stance. Let's get that very clear, guys, okay? It's been very, very, very profitable. So whatever you want to think about it, you can have your own delusional opinions, but I'm just here to tell you the truth, guys. The truth is that you've been lied to by your government for over 3 decades, and if not more than that. You've been lied to by your CIA. You've been lied to by your governmental agencies. Your Department of Justice isn't shit, right? And Donald Trump is the only one standing in between you and the Chinese, literally trending us into simply a satellite state of the Chinese empire, man. We've propped them up with our trade deals before. We've given them economic power. Dude, they couldn't even launch a rocket in space before we gave them free trade. And then all of a sudden now they have intelligence apparatuses. They have extensive surveillance capabilities. They have literal, armies now that are by the way, this is verifiable. They're using energy weapons. The Chinese are using energy weapons on Indians on the Indian border. So call me Indian Alex Jones, call me the brown Alex Jones, call me whatever you want, but this is happening in your fucking, your world. So I know that, Washington Post keeps you in a really, really cushy bubble when you see Orange Man did the bad thing today. He said that the boo-boo. So the boo-boo. So you can have them doing all this, you can live in that bubble, man, but I really hope you join the light side, man. I really hope you come to the light side and you become, I hope you get fucking red-pilled, man. I really hope you get red-pilled because we need you guys more than ever now, man. We need grassroots support for the MAGA movement, for the Trump disciple movement, for the America First policy, not the fucking far-right neo-nationalist pieces of shit, not them, not those dumbasses who took the America First movement from real fucking patriots. Those guys have been fucking closeted racists their entire life. Fuck those guys. Talk to anybody who supports the president. 99% chance that guy's not one of those guys. Those guys will show up to the presidential rallies in MAGA gear and try to create controversy because they're all internet cuck trolls. Literally, internet cuck trolls who don't have families, who don't ever they talk about being Christian. They don't go to church. They masturbate profusely. These guys are idiots. So fuck all them. Fuck the far left. Fuck Antifa. Let's go, Proud Boys. Let's go, President Trump. Let's go, Donald Trump supporters. Let's go. Let's get this shit going, man. I'm checking in with you guys to give you guys the understanding that, I'm going to be outraged for you guys. Please think tactically on how we're going to take out these domestic enemies, man. Let's find a way to take back our government. Let's infiltrate each of these offices. Join Stop the Steal. Join Stop the Steal. Join that organization. It's a great organization, guys. It's a great organization, and they do great things, and they're going to be working on grassroots movements all over the place. We can take our government back, folks. We just have to try. There's more of us than them. Remember that. There's more Trump supporters than there are Biden supporters or anything else, dude. Dude, this guy Biden had a fucking rally a few days ago, dude, or whatever the fuck you call it. There wasn't even fucking 10 cars in the crowd, dude. We're talking 50 people there, man. 50 people. So, whatever you hear, whatever you say, I'm telling you, man, you gotta. I've been going off in circles and ranting and all this shit, but look, I can't stipulate enough. I cannot emphasize enough the type of crisis we're in. We are literally losing our Constitution. That's the next step, guys. Our Constitution will be repealed. They will go after our amendments. So if you don't take control of your local government and your local city council and your local state legislature houses, man, then laws passed by the feds will make it and trickle down to the state government. So we need to preserve the decentralized states. We need to preserve them. We cannot unionize. We cannot do any of that shit. Texas has to preserve themselves. Every state has to preserve themselves because they already have Democratic governors in red states that are already putting down lockdowns. We're seeing us trend towards a lot of bad shit, man. So please, 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 do not give up. If no one's running for the position you believe, go and step in. I guarantee you'll get a lot of support. Step in, say you're a disciple of the president of Donald Trump. You'll win that fucking election, man. You'll win your city council race. I'm going to do it myself, guys. Okay? You don't have to be evangelical. You don't have to be anything. You just need to be a disciple of the president. That's it. A disciple of the president who's going to stand up for the First Amendment and the Second Amendment and let people do whatever they want. Okay? Let people practice their constitutional amendments how they want to. It's all you need, guys. That's all that needs to happen. So just get out there, man. Get the fuck out there and make it happen, man. Like, I want to hear good news, guys. I want you guys to give me good news. I don't want to keep hearing bad news. I told my friend that other day that, I was telling you guys on the last episode who me and him got in a discussion about got a discussion about the COVID Fauci link, and I sent him a bunch of articles saying, hey, so let's get the record straight. You were laughing at me snarkily with this holier-than-thou attitude while being dead fucking wrong. So you are the actual lunatic here. Like, if someone was to clinically evaluate you versus me on who's believing the conspiracy, it would be you dumb fuck, because I actually read the news, and I actually read the source. So you dumb fuck, don't ever fucking laugh at me again. And that's what I told him. I said, you stupid fuck. Like, it is your misinformed mind that is giving you this egotistical attitude. So lose the fucking tude, you dumb fuck. I mean, this is how these people are, man. They just have holier than thou attitudes on everything. It's ridiculous. And I just don't understand this thing, man. What I don't get, if someone could explain to me, is why? Why? Give me a rationalization as to why you don't like the president. Give me one. Give me one. Besides him being a fascist or a this or a that or that. And we always touch on this topic on this show. Every time I come on the show, I always say, rationalize your opinion. It's what I want this community to be built off of. We're not sitting here trying to emotively respond and flag, even though I am literally emotively responding. And I understand that I'm totally being a hypocrite right now. So bear with me. There is a point here. There is a point to all this circular talk that you've listened to so diligently for well over an hour, and I am sorry. I am very, very sorry. But I just cannot stand by when there is injustice in this world. I mean, dude, it's look. All I need from my friends at the end of this day is them to just be consistent people. Stop being so inconsistent intellectually, right? Literally hold everyone equally accountable. Stop looking at this world in this binary fashion. It doesn't help. You're going to die unhappy. You're going to die unhappy with a bullet through your brain. Do you understand, people? Do you understand me, people? It's not going to be good. Okay? It's literally going to be dog shit. So I need you to figure that out. Okay? Figure that out, because I mean, what are we trending towards, people? I mean, look, YouTube. This is all a comedy show, by the way, YouTube. If YouTube is listening, this is a comedy show. This is a comedy show. Please do not send any Agents Invest or Blazers kicking down my door. Please don't do it, because I literally, I don't want to go to jail. I am already brown, and they will send me to Gitmo. They will literally accuse me of terrorism, and it's just going to be bad. And it's not, no, that isn't because I'm a little racist victim. It's because, fucking DNC actors love using governmental institutions. Like Obama loved Gitmo a lot more than anyone else. So shut the fuck up, you stupid lefty cucks. Obama liked Gitmo more than anyone else. He fucking interrogated more Muslims that were probably just normal-ass Muslim dudes more than anyone else, and tortured them and fucked them up in the ass, and fucking sent drones at their ass, just fucking 6 guys in a CIA room just fucking making it like, should we go, sir? What's the actionable intel, sir? Well, there isn't any, but sir, there is we do see an individual named Hussein there. And then the director, it's like, well, I guess just give me the paperwork later, yeah? And then he's like, what do you mean, sir? I mean, green light the fucking drone, you pussy. And he's like, all right, yeah, I can do that, sure. And then he goes and fucking destroys 250 people with one drone strike, dude. A drone strike, you know these drones are built, guys? They're not only is the drone itself a target, a lethal target that can take out a room, they can attach explosives. They have different drones in the air. They have some that are hyper explosive compared to the normal one. So they can literally go in and target, taking out people well beyond the number of people you could imagine. You would normally think like a drone could the most take out 10 people. No, a drone can take out a wedding of 200. A drone can explode the same way, you would imagine like a chemical bomb would explode, or any other bomb, or like a professional incendiary that can just take out an area. It's scary, man. This stuff is scary, and it's definitely something that our government has done, and it's definitely something that's been all sorts of. See, again, when you sit here, lefties, when you sit there and you make an argument to me, right? That's what most lefties do. They try to make an argument to you why Trump is a racist, or why this is that and that is that. But let me tell you something right now. I vote Donald Trump because, and solely because, I believe that if there's less white people deliberately denouncing racism that aren't already racist, than people who are getting killed, raped, murdered, tortured globally, right? Globally, okay? I was talking about this with my friend the other day. We've talked about this on the show a lot, but look at the way Hong Kong has been geopolitically, okay? They've been a subjugated race of people, really. I mean, like if you dissent against the Chinese, and you are not a part of their status quo, okay? You 100% will face some sort of serious subjugation and persecution. That is not like up for debate, okay? Let's get that clear for all you dumb fucks who are going to say, where are your facts on that? History, you moron. The Chinese Communist Party. I love Chinese people. My Chinese brothers and sisters, I love you. I love every one of you so much. It is not you guys. It is the Chinese Communist Party, okay? It is a real party. It is not a conspiracy party. It is a real party that exists in China, and has existed in China and has become incredibly stronger because of free trade deals that have existed before Donald Trump came in and changed them to fair free trade deals, okay? So let me, actually forget free trade, just good deals, okay? Good trade deals. Now, let me make this point here. When you live in China, when you live in China and you don't actually follow the code of conduct that is required by your government and salute the institutions of the government that you don't salute, you effectively will slide down a path of being harassed, arrested, detained, could be raped, murdered, organs harvested, in any order, by the way. It doesn't necessarily have to go in that order. You can look at the practitioners of Falun Gong. You can look at the practitioners of Christianity in China. Look at the number of Christian Chinese refugees that have escaped into India because of a populist leader, a right-wing populist in India named Modi. So again, the nationalistic element is inherently not a racist one. Now, when you bring in people like, like some of these far-right dudes, these alt-right dudes, yeah, I can understand why. Yes, I can understand why people are upset with them. But you're talking about a population of people that is less than like a quarter of a percent, half of a percent of the entire conservative movement. We're talking about 75 to 80 million people here, okay? We're talking about 75 to 80 million conservatives here that got up and voted for the president, all right? So, I understand that you lefties, your sole job is to just, make us feel like shit and make us feel like we have problems and we're alt-right and white supremacists. But I just need you guys to know you're so dumb. You're so dumb. You're the dumbest person ever. You voted for a fucking tyrant because you thought the orange man is bad, and you voted for a demented person, okay? So this is kind of the state of affairs. And I want people to remember, it is in the mid. We're at the end of 2020 right now, right? Let's come back to this shit in 4 years, okay? And let's just do a little comparison, and let's come back to it another 4 years and another 4 years, and let's keep seeing how the moment you let the fucking enemy back into office, look at what happened, dude. Donald Trump got into office. He deviated the path of institutional power, special interest by a long shot. And in a singular action, like 10 different special interests jumped on board with the specific interest to take his ass down. They didn't give a fuck else about anything else. They didn't, dude, the Mueller investigation spent like $30 to $50 million, bro. $30 to $50 million, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? $30 to $50 million to fucking take out the president? That is fucking insane. And they spent that money on literally trying to go after him, assassinate his character. It was like, what in the fuck is happening, people? Like, have we lost our mind? Are we not going to let a guy just do a job that he basically won fair and square? Okay? You know, he basically won fair and square. And these psychopaths still believe it. They still believe in the Russian hoax. So I don't know. I need someone to strategize with me and strategize with me and like make a game plan with me, because I am at a loss of brain cells for what to do. I don't understand what to do, because every time we come to this position, right, and you establish yourself as a conservative and you establish yourself as a liberal, and then you clash each other the way you're supposed to, we literally are losing the battle with authority, dude. We're losing the fuck. Like we trended in a good direction for 4 years, but now we're going right back to the old direction. And I'm just sitting here like, how do we beat these people, man? How do we beat these? Like it's we've let them get so powerful. We've let the Pelosi's and the Bidens and the Obamas and all of these folks get so powerful. And dude, the Mitch McConnells, these guys are like getting fucking paychecks after paychecks after paychecks from who the fuck knows who. Dude, the Bidens have gotten, dude, you know, Joe Biden himself has to legally report any income he makes. So naturally, you're not going to find a lot on his individual tax records, okay? But if you look at the tax records of his family, with Hunter, Bo, and all these motherfuckers, dude, they got money to go around, dude. We're talking about upwards of $1.5 billion at least. Dude, the Hunter Biden emails alone had like 10% being kicked back to the big guy. I think that $1.5 billion number came from those emails. So, dude, it's like, and this guy is real, dude. This guy loves his fucking crack cocaine, bro. He loves it. He gets on the fucking crack. Dude, why? Okay, can someone explain to me why there's a huge affliction between these top DNC actors and crack? Why do they like it so much? Why do they like crack so much, dude? Like, what's the deal? What's the deal with crack cocaine? Why are they so in favor of crack cocaine, man? I don't know. It's like they love crack. It's just like they love it so much. They just get in there and they smoke that crack, man, and they fucking take that. They hop in the plane. They get on the plane to the China, and they hop off the China plane and they go and they say, welcome to China. We're gonna fucking give you $1.5 billion for, it's like boom, done. Dude, I bet you there's crack residue in Air Force Two. I bet you there's literally probably crack pipes, crack, little dime baggies, dude. Just fucking all sorts of paraphernalia in that fucking plane, man. Because I guess what I'm confused about is how did these guys? Okay, how did the party of? Can someone explain to me how the party of liberalism or whatever the fuck they call it? How did that party get these people into office? Like, what were we thinking? What were we thinking here? Because I'm confused. Because aren't these people like crooks? Like, isn't that like common sense now? Like, don't we already know that? Like, have we not already learned that these people are crooks, or are we just now learning that? Because from my understanding, I thought that these people were crooks. I thought that was what the Obamas. I thought we knew that. I thought. What point along the road did we take what they said? Why do we applaud for the ACA? Can someone explain that to me? Why are we sitting going, yay, Obama, Dami, you did the ACA, the boo, the first black president, the first black. Why? Why are we doing that? Why are we fucking doing that? Why can't we just Acknowledge the merits of someone. Ignore the. I mean, dude, this critical race theory shit, man, it's kicked off like this whole identity like warfare, and they always accuse the right of things. They always mislabel us for shit. But dude, we don't go hard enough on that critical race theory shit, man. We don't go hard enough because it's still in all of our institutions, man. They're teaching 1619 Project. They're not teaching 1776 Project in a lot of these schools anymore, you know? It's crazy. I mean, dude, the number of mothers pulling their kids out of school right now because of the straight up 100% anti-American rhetoric that's taking place in our classrooms, dude. I mean, I couldn't even, if I had, it would take me forever to go through the number of mothers, the number of people I've either spoken to or seen. I've literally spoken in my community alone. There's a lot of moms who are just taking their kids out of school. They don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a fuck. They're like, bro, I'd rather raise my kid at home and school him at home in his basic sciences and his basic mathematics and keep him up to par to get into college, because the 1619 Project is kind of fucking eerie, man. It's teaching white kids to fucking hate themselves, dude. And I don't know. Look, you can call me whatever you want. You want to call me a racist for saying that? Sure, I guess we can have that unproductive discussion. But what's better is if you can actually sit down and rationalize to me why the 1619 Project, because I would love to go over it, guys. I would love to go over it because I know the 1776 Project by the back of my hand, and I know the precursors to every single historical event and the postcursors, and I can tell you right now that it is a very, very accurate rendition of history. No, we did not cause mass genocide on all of the fucking Indians, dude. That was not what happened, okay? There were wars. There were warring cultures here and there were warring cultures there. There was Western civilization, yes, who happened to be a little more white than we like. Okay, I get it. I can understand the appeal to say, hey, let's get some more color in this room. I get that. But that's not, hey, let's regulate color and hate on the white. Well, what the fuck? I mean, dude, I'm a brown guy. I'm a dark brown fucking dude, bro. I can completely understand the idea of like, let's get some more color here. But again, what is this disgust with white people we have, dude? Because these are the things that got us to this point. This is how we voted for I don't know. I mean, what is closer to Hitlerian? Can someone tell me what's closer to Hitlerian in our lifetimes than martial law in California and martial law in New York, when we all know these statistics don't help the fucking, I mean, come on, bro. Does it take like, I'm talking to some doctors who agree with me. They're like, yeah, dude, no, you're absolutely right. This does not, and I can hear, you can find, there's a guy named ZDog MD on YouTube. There's a lot of people that he gets on the show, which are like people who aren't prioritized in the science world because they constantly say that, hey, we're overkilling it with these aggressive lockdowns. This virus and its epidemiological movements through our communities are very non-algorithmically trackable, and we cannot use those algorithms to like define someone's freedom and define someone. So we should, for the sake of being fair in reality, right, and not being authoritarian, and not, so a lot of doctors believe that they don't. I've literally spoken. I should have one of these guys on at some point because I don't think anyone's gonna come on this show because clearly this is a shit show, right? This is literally a fucking shit show. But it's not gonna happen in the sense that COVID doesn't kill the way it kills. And so each part of this, man, has fueled an outrage in people. It has fueled an outrage and it made people really, really upset for like literally no reason, man. Like, you're so upset, you're so pissed, and you can't recognize the good in Donald Trump, and you can't recognize the good in our certain customary way of life, and you want gender to be like not just non-binary, but you want it to be like something that's pushed on kids at age 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's getting pretty scary out there, folks. I mean, having a kid now does not seem that fun. I mean, this attack on the family is actually, I'm literally thinking about it in my life. Do I want to raise a kid in this environment? Like, fuck no, I don't. But I mean, someone's gonna fucking fall for my fucking horrible ass and probably fuck me once or twice, and we may have a kid or two. But look, all I'm saying is that this is, and I say all I'm saying is just shut the fuck up, okay? What are we gonna do about this situation? That's really where we have to think about this, because each time we get to this point, we're supposed to check our emotions, check our ego, give ourselves the opportunity to learn, but we don't do that. We double down in our bullshit. And there's with especially like something like the 1619 versus 1776 project, there's people who are so anti 1776 style curriculum. They think it's pro-America. They think it's propagandistic. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Have you heard do you know what happens in China? Do you know what happens in the USSR? I mean, are you joking? Like, we are as free as it comes here, folks. We are as free as it fucking gets. I mean, how much more free can we actually be? And before you tell me systematic racism, and before you tell me all of these, abstract, construct created things, think about this is why I always tell my friends, read the Constitution. Because if you read the Constitution protects for everyone. It protects a Muslim's ability to be religious. It protects a trans dude's ability to identify as a different gender. It protects the non-binary construct. What's happening now is something that is past the Constitution. Our laws are breaking the third wall. And they're not supposed to do that, man. They're not supposed to make people feel worse about having an opinion. That's not what laws are meant to do. Laws are meant to protect, forget laws, constitutional amendments, okay? The U.S. Constitution itself. So, right now we have blue states that step all over the Second Amendment rules, right? Texas doesn't. It's constitutional, right? We have a lot of people who don't like the Constitution for some reason. They're against it. And they have a poor rationalization of why. They have a very poor recognition of history. Because if you would recognize history, you would see that the Lincoln Republican Party was single-handedly the most accountable and the most responsible for constitutionally ending slavery and constitutionally allowing women to vote. And dude, I don't think the women to vote was constitutional, but in the 1860s, the last three amendments of what we have right now are the abolitionist amendments, and they were pushed by evangelical Lincoln Republicans. But somewhere along the lines, we started letting people tell us different sides of history, and we started letting people convince us that we're doing some good for someone by believing in this emotive world. And each time we did that, they chipped away at our First Amendment right, they chipped away at our Second Amendment rights, and they chipped away at a document created by founders who were very, very ahead of their time. I mean, you can even look at this election and listen to constitutional lawyers, and they will tell you that this election is actually constitutionally able to be remedied. It's able to be remedied by looking at the Constitution and following the preset laws of the Constitution that have been written in the intention to preserve the integrity of the popular vote. So, the fact that we had these rush certifications, it shows you let me get this into your heads, people. The outcome of this election could very well have been a standalone activist operation that simply got people who are activists working in polling centers. This is all hypothetical, and this is all comedy, but we're talking about activists potentially working in polling centers and voting centers, able to, basically make ballots magically appear and disappear. And we're talking, again, they tell you that it's all debunked, but I really wish I could believe that, YouTube. I really wish I could believe that, guys. I don't know. I'm seeing this stuff, and I'm not really feeling too, confident. This is the least confident I've felt in news pretty much ever. It's pretty much, we're talking about an activist standalone operation with maybe 5 to 10 5 to 10 directive issued links, like, within the DNC itself. But I mean, dude, the DNC as a party, the Democratic Party as a party, is much more like similar to the Communist Party in that it's like one represent the many. Like, dude, if Bernie Sanders needs to sit down and not create any more noise because Hillary Clinton needs the primary, guess what? Happens. Done. Dude, in 2020, they were insane. In 2016, at least, they let Bernie run for a bit, and then they sat him down when they realized how many people they could actually get out to vote, and a lot of people decided to not vote. That was a dumb thing they did. But then in this time, I mean, dude, they had pretty much everything staged and set up by the beginning. The Pete Buttigieg, I mean, he was like a mayor of a small town that wasn't really doing that well. Didn't even like him that much, and now he's a presidential candidate. And I have fucking conservative friends telling me he's a really smart guy, and I'm like, dude, Pete Buttigieg's a fucking moron, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Pete Buttigieg it has nothing to do with identity or his sexuality. It's everything to do with policy. Like, dude, he's I don't like him any more than anyone else on that side. Like, again, if I need people who are market economists who are for smaller government intervention in these markets, so that things like the ACA don't happen, and so that and so things like private insurance regulations and lobbies don't happen, and so we should treat our healthcare like we treat like any retail like thing. So there's the cheapest option, which is really good. Like, you can go to Walmart and you can get a bicycle that's cheap and really good, or you can go to Schwinn and go get a fucking middle class bicycle, or you can go to some Tour de France shit and get so that is actually what the private market is supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. But instead, someone along the lines, again, because we let everyone just get in our fucking brain, someone along the fucking lines told us that, no, guys, capitalism, it's a boo-boo, ba-ba, doo-doo, da-da, and it's not good for good. And socialism, it helps people. And it's like, what the fuck is happening, folks? I mean, I'm at a loss for words, guys, because I don't think your kids should go to school in this environment. Why are we so scared of tax breaks? Why were we so scared to give Amazon a $3 billion tax break to come in and give out about 50,000 to 70,000 jobs, Amazon itself generating $30 billion in taxable revenue, and along with the employers, the employment that they have? So we're talking about, like, over 10 years, we're going to give them a $3 billion tax break or some shit, right? And it was $30 billion of revenue. And AOC gets in the way and says, why are we giving them $3 billion? And guess what? You know what's funny with all that shit? You know what's hilarious with this AOC shit? Coming in and protesting, saying, oh, we don't know the $1 billion. You know what's hilarious? Is that the following year, COVID happened. And everyone's jobs went away except Amazon. Amazon's still keeping their people employed. Yeah, is it a little too eerie of Foxconn slavery in Amazon? Yes, it is. It is kind of scary. I do understand that Amazon people are overworked, and I believe that, and I wish that they were not only paid more, because guess what? In a market economy, Jeff Bezos would have the ability to have competition. He wouldn't be the sole proprietor of this one particular commerce and service. While he does a very good job at monopolizing the market, he himself is not that, he's not that, capitalist or that much of a market guy. He's very much of a government intervention, government, aid, huge company. Like I can't stress this enough, guys. Like, the market we live in right now is already regulated. And so the direction wasn't to go more towards socialism. The direction was to go away from socialism, was to let companies use the laws of capitalism. So, for example, if Jeff Bezos kept going into debt, guess what? He would have to either shut the company down, right? He would have to take that risk on himself. What he did is he got tons of government subsidies under the fucking Obama administration, dude, setting this guy up for this shit, okay? And even under the Trump administration, Trump had to turn down a lot of stuff that was going to him, like a $10 billion military deal. So AOC was sitting here trying to act like the speaker of voices for non-crony capitalism, and as if she knows a damn fucking thing about markets, and is telling, why do we give him $3 billion? And guess what? That place ended up suffering big time, dude. New York is a shithole. It's a fucking shithole. And you can directly put that on AOC's head. for being so overwhelmingly anti-Amazon at the wrong fucking time. It was the wrong fucking time. You could have thought about it for a second, AOC. You could have thought about it for a second. And no, mispronouncing your name isn't racist. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not. I don't know what to tell you. It's not. Okay? Jesus Christ. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like listening to these folks talk about this Amazon thing, and I'm like, wow, man, we've really fallen off the wagon. We really lost our mind, dude. I mean, shit, fuck, tick my dick hole, man. We've lost our fucking mind, dude. We think market economies are bad because we believe that for some reason, some moron along the way told us that people having the freedom to choose is bad. It's hilarious. And people try to tell you that, no, Medicare for all isn't socialism. It's a social bro, what are you talking about? It's using taxpayer dollars and abusing them to an extent that is, again, deficit spending, right? We're not talking about just spending in general. And they say cut back on the military. Bro, we don't deficit spend the military as much as we do healthcare. Healthcare has been single-handedly the most deficit spent thing we've been doing for a long time. And especially after the ACA, it only got worse. Like, dude, like people blame Donald Trump's deficit thing. It's like, bro, you're a fucking moron. Obama literally created the shoo-in for deficit spending via the ACA. It was Obama who said, we're going to do the ACA, and we're going to basically, because we had Medicaid, Medicare. We had Medicaid, we had Medicare. Medicare was a deficit spend thing. We were already losing a lot of money on Medicare, and these entitlements have always been economically fractious, okay? And no, money is not a social construct. It's not. It's a fucking real thing. It actually helps people, helps poor people, so stop saying it's oppressive. Again, capitalism has helped more poor people than socialism ever has. Can we please acknowledge that? Is that so hard to understand? I mean, dude, this is the problem with changing the education system, is that you end up under teaching. Like, dude, we should have learned capitalism way more when we were young, because then it would have implemented the mindset of hustling and the mindset of, hey, nothing is free, because there's no free lunches. That saying means something. It doesn't mean you lose empathy and don't help poor people. It means that you actually acknowledge that, wait a second, I can't expect to be entitled, okay? I can't expect to be entitled, and that is not a radical position to have. So we need to stop teaching kids that. But we're not going to. We're only trending away from that. So again, boycott the school systems, man. Don't go to public school. Go become homeschooled. Straight up, man. I mean, I hate it. I hate the idea of it. But dude, you need kids with good heads on their shoulders, man. You need kids who will make good decisions for themselves. You need to train people to be better than themselves, better than their worst self. But right now, excuse me, holy fuck, get a little girdy today. But dude, right now we all sorts of ridiculous mandates on schools where we're teaching children things that are literally not beneficial to them. We are teaching kids like silly subjects from the postmodernist world, and it's like we need to go back to philosophy, math, science, and history. And history needs to be the 1776 version, because that version already, dude, the 1776 version already touches on the concepts of genocide, even though it wasn't a genocide, even though the white settlements, and there was not enough white settlers to actually kill 100% of the Indians. It was Indians who were rebelling against their own authoritarian regimes, and then they joined the white settlers. You can look at the fucking conquistadors. There were 150 fucking conquistadors, and like maybe close to 1 million or more Mayans, okay? I mean, I don't know. It's hundreds of thousands. So it could be 1 million, it could be 2 million. Regardless, obviously 150 conquistadors didn't come over and just start... they needed an army of support that they got from Mayans, okay? Mayans themselves were telling them that we're going to fight. Like, that's how... It's like we act as if we know what happened, and like we act as if the 1776 version was somehow like so skewed. It's like, no, it makes sense. It's how it happened, and historians will tell you this. But there's different tale. Like, dude, this is a new thing. 1619 is a new fucking thing. It's just It's a new fucking thing, and it started brand new, very, very recently, and it's just been taking over the public school space. This public school space. I'm just losing my mind right now. I'm literally like, I'm going into like I'm literally about to have a stroke on air. I'm gonna fucking have a clot in my brain, and I'm gonna and just like pass out. I just fucking die because it's. I mean, dude, like I can't even begin to scrape the surface of how wrong that is. And it's not about America's foundation. It's not about propagating one race over the other. It has nothing to do with that, but it has everything to do with crediting some huge landmarks and some huge milestones to the people that deserve the credit. And it's not saying that, it's not claiming them to be heroes, man. Like, it's not, no one is sitting here and saying that anyone from 1700s was a hero. I mean, yeah, there were patriots, but no one's sitting and trying to make the case to you that, oh yeah, look at this, we should follow in this guy's footsteps. No, a lot of these folks were barbarians. There was barbaric stuff on both sides. It was very barbaric stuff on the sides of the Indians, and quite barbaric stuff on the sides of the white settlers. And then you go later in history, you look at the actual understanding of history, the Lincoln Republicans and the Jacksonian Democrats, and you look at their eugenicism, and you look at which one's more barbarian, and you actually find out that it was the foundation of the Democratic Party today was the racist party. The Jacksonian Democrats all owned slaves. And then they told you the party switch happened. And then you realize that, wait a second, there was no real party switch. We're talking about 100 to 200 that is a generous number of documented switches we have from the Democrat to the Republican Party. But most of the Lincoln Republicans they're still the same ones that ended up today. In fact, a lot of the southern folks switched the Republican Party in the late 90s, and from the 70s to the 90s. So this idea that it was the party switch and automatically one party became racist, one party became anti-racist. No, man, that's not true, man. The Republican Party was a party of anti-slavery forever, man. I'm sure there were Republican racists, but again, it was far less. We're talking about 1 to 5% comparative to 80 to 50 to 80% or more. I mean, you can look at any constitutional amendment that promoted the anti-slavery principles in the Lincoln Republican philosophy, and it was voted 98% in favor of for Republicans, and then usually it'd be voted against by 87%. So you had way more Republicans that were for their policies than Democrats that were and even after the switch. So it's just, it's a clusterfuck of shit. It's a clusterfuck of shit because they tell you this stuff with the intention for you to believe oh my God, the Republicans are the bad guys and the Democrats want to give me money. And it's wow, man. It's wow. I have friends and family who are legitimately doctorally educated, and they're engineers and they're doctors and they're doctorates of other things, and they're relatives who are older, my parents' generation, who work for NASA, man. And they are so staunchly Democratic. And it's why? Why the fuck are you so misguided? Who told you? Who told you this bullshit? Who came to you and said that white settlement was bad, white people were evil, capitalism has subjugated more people than socialism? What anti-historical thing are you reading, man? Because I can guarantee you the deaths of humans by socialism is more than the deaths by humans in capitalism. Are you kidding me, bro? I have friends who are yeah, dude, raise my fucking taxes. I don't care as long as it helps more people. Wait a second. That's what we said for the ACA, and it didn't fucking help anyone, dude. People are still dying. The same number of people who die from heart attacks and myocardial infarctions and cerebrovascular attacks and whatever the fuck medical thing you want to talk about, pretty much the same as now, dude. They didn't really change by any crazy standard deviation. You can't say because of the Affordable Health Care Act, these people are now more under coverage. No. A lot of like it's like, I mean, Shapiro or any fucking guy with their name worth their weight in gold would tell you that a lot of these healthcare systems have been helping people, helping the same number of populations for a long time. It has not been something that's like, it's not something that the ACA just allowed more money to be exchanged between private insurers who ended up, being able to regulate prices, get some money, and then healthcare lobbies be able to kick back into hospitals. I mean, we're talking about dirty businesses, guys. We're not talking about fucking something, easy and reluctant. We're talking about dirty fucking businesses, man. And you have young kids growing up right now, becoming radically liberal, radically left. You have some older folks, weirdly enough, who used to be able to hold it down for us. I mean, bro, I'm 24 years old, right? So I'm a fucking old school, conservative, classical conservative almost. Except I would say that I'm probably right wing libertarian, but I'm a conservative classically because I myself would in terms of policy for the world, right? I want a right wing libertarian policy for the world. I want a government that doesn't necessarily have anything more than the libertarian, a small government, basically, right? But I myself will lean into the classically conservative things like, starting a nuclear family or, doing something related to evangelical growth or anything like that. So, I mean, in reality, this is the ethos that has survived the test of time. But somewhere along the lines, we started letting people who are way less smart than us and way more dumb than us, fucking idiots really, tell us that we're all of a sudden an oppressive group of people. And it's all of a sudden capitalism has caused so much problem. Bro, can someone just look at socialized welfare programs and their correlation and their starting dates and their ending dates and their correlation to the decrease of economic wealth and intergenerational wealth and economic mobility within the system? Can we see can someone please tell us how big government intervention was what created the ACA, which is what created all the deficit spending, which was right at, and Obama didn't really claw us back from a bad market, man. It's such a bullshit lie. Unemployment did not really go down, up or down that much. It was I don't know why we credit him with restoration. What the fuck did he restore? Unemployment trends didn't really get a whole lot better this way or that way, dude. What are you fucking talking about? Literally, unemployment was all-time fucking low. People were literally jobbed up as fuck. And these ideas that people were getting part-time jobs is what added to you had AOC and these psychopaths who can't give credit where empirical credit is due. You had these psychopaths coming out and debunking the Fed's data, saying that unemployment rate's not at an all-time low, median wages are not at an all-time high. AOC was telling people that there was part-time, all these are part-time jobs actually. The differences are part-time jobs. They're not that full-time positions. So they have to work 2 jobs. And she was just literally I could have started saying the Communist Manifesto on fucking air, and it would be as equivalent to her rationalization for why the unemployment rate wasn't accurate. And I was like, bro, no, these are manufacturing jobs with unionized labor, which means great labor conditions, typically comparatively to Amazon, which is not unionized. So there you go, lefties, dumb fucks. And then secondly, pensions, literal pensions that not only help them, but then help the market. People in the market can invest that, and funds can use that, and they can practice actual ethical, non-aggressively risky. We're not doing housing market shit back in the day, okay? Again, we don't like that. We don't like that kind of George Bush, okay? And Trump has not let the regulations loose with banking. Banking has been operating since the housing market crash. Banking has been operating on tighter a leash than before, and no one's deregulated that, including Donald Trump, okay? And if anything, Barack Obama had a better relationship with banking, and because him and Biden were more involved in kind of them pushing student loans, and a lot of these student loan initiatives came from the left. It came from people with good intentions saying, "Hey, we should start giving student loans," and they repealed the bankrupt protection. Protection laws and bankruptcy protection. I'm having an aneurysm, so please bear with me. they repealed bankruptcy protection and allowed these huge financial institutions to lend money as if it were on the same lending scale and interest scale as a credit card. So that's why student loans are crippling a lot of people. So you look at like these. Okay, so there's a critique of the right because because lefties think that right-wing people are just like evil, and how dare they not let how dare they think that student loans need to be paid back, right? Which, by the way, the right-wing people have a very good argument for that, okay? It's that because there's something called money that needs to be paid back when you take a loan off of it, you idiot. You can't give out loans totaling trillions of dollars and not get anything back on it and expect the market to function. So what are we supposed to inject that money into the market? Is that what's happening? It's like, no, this is not how economics works. We're manipulating economics, okay? What should have happened is that these financial institutions either A, shouldn't have given out the fucking loans because, thanks Biden, thanks Obama, they shouldn't have given out the fucking loans. And if they did, they shouldn't have given out those fucking loans on the same interest scale as a fucking credit card. They should have given out on the same interest scale as a home loan or some other loan. They gave it out like it's auto loans and it's fucking credit cards, dude. And then they repealed bankruptcy protection. Biden did. You can thank him for that, dude. I'm telling you, they're selling your interests out left and right, and they did. And the student loan crisis is because of Biden, because it is. I'm sorry. I don't fucking make this up, man. I wish I did. I wish I made this up, but it's because of him, and you're blaming the conservatives yet again because you guys are stupid and can't hold your leaders accountable. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I pardon cursing the Lord. I apologize for cursing the Lord. I pardon me, but I just don't get it with these people. I'm going to have a heart attack, guys. You're going to see me clutch my heart on air, and I'm going to fall over and then hit my head. It's going to bounce off the fucking floor, and then something's going to happen where, like, my cat's going to eat the fucking, my eyeballs out because she's hungry. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I just can't. I don't understand. Now we want to repeal. Now we want to give amnesty. Okay, so Obama doesn't lock down the border. He has to deport more people, but more illegal immigrants come into America quicker, right? And then Trump locks the border down a little bit more, can deport less because of that, right? And then now we want to grant amnesty. Like, do we see how these things are not solutions? This is how an 8-year-old would solve a problem. Tim Pool has said this very, very well. He stated this very well on his show. He talks about how, I don't know if it was student debt or if it was healthcare or something, but he said that that's like a 7-year-old solution. It's basically telling you that, it's like essentially like, and I'm going to explain this to you because I butchered the joke, but we got to at least think about it. But, if you said, hey, Timmy can't afford school, what do we do? Well, instead of saying Timmy should go to community college or Timmy should take a time off and work, or because we know that education and your outlook in life are not correlated, and most people's education doesn't pay them good money, and we're in a student loan. So the research that shows this is so funny from leftists, man. Leftists will tell you that education and income are highly correlated to each other, meaning the better education you have, the better income you have. But that's only true in certain fields like engineering and science, right? You can have a doctorate in a lot of stuff, a doctorate in a lot of different things, right? And not really be able to get a job anywhere because in reality, the job market is a tough market, right? And so that's why Donald Trump was really good. So again, we'll just get all the hypocrisy out of it and we'll just see their rationale, right? So they'll tell you that education and high income is correlated. Not true. It's not true at all. In fact, the only thing that's correlated with education is debt, is student debt. That's the only thing actually you can correlate with education. Because in education, you can't look at income trends and patterns. Again, unless you look at computer science, medicine, or, skills, trades, crafts, those things pay. But studies don't pay, okay? School doesn't pay. School costs, and you end up taking on debt. And so these things, these ideas where they say make education free, or it's like guys. When you do that, you're literally decreasing the incentive of competition, okay? That competition incentive has single-handedly drove all discovery up until this point forward, okay? There is no way, I take the whole, like, ethics, moral high horse bullshit argument out of it. It's not ethics, it's fucking sadistic, first of all. Socialism is sadistic. It's not an ethical thing. It is more ethical to give people the opportunity to pay for the quality they want and pay for the type they want and choose the type of education they want. Making college free does not make sense. Instead, what makes sense is someone doing community college and working. That's better for them. There is more data that shows that getting a fucking job and working helps you more in your mental health and your mental stability and your decision making than taking student loans and going to school. So no, Becky, taking student loans and then adding $30,000 on it because you want to drink tequila and drink Fireball and fuck men without condoms and get abortions doesn't make it better for you, Becky. I'm sorry. Okay? It's not doesn't make you healthier. What would be healthier is go to fucking, and I'm saying Becky because she's a white girl and she's ignorant and oblivious, but I know it's funny, I'm making fun of the white people, but that's not the point of the story, folks. The point of the story is that Becky is going to tell people that she is in trouble because she took a decision to take loans for a school. You didn't need to do that, Becky. You could have been like, hey, I can't afford this, right? I can't afford this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to community college for 2 years, okay? I'm going to slash my costs by about 50. And then you'd be like, okay, well, guys, college is still blah, 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 blah. College education fees still went up. Yeah, you know why, you dumb fucks? Because government intervention also went up, dude. When colleges used to be all grassroots private organizations, they had to actually compete with each other, okay? So you want to talk about college pricing going up, blame the most expensive colleges who have had government help, and blame some of your public colleges who've had government help. And you need to think about these things in a more critical way. It's the 7-year-old answer is make school free, okay? The better answer is to deregulate, right? And then you will see the demand and the supply match itself out. And if more people have to work in the economy, in the job market, because they can't get into the college of their choice, that's better. You know why? Because who gives a fuck about comparing each other to college and this and that and all that? We need to be a productive nation, guys. None of that shit makes sense. These lefty like data centers and these lefty think tanks, they come out with all these lefty ideas. They tell you that cleaning your cat's shit is racist because black people clean their cat's shit less often, and they say that the internet is racist because black people have less of the internet, and it's like you this is not the way we need to go, guys. And I don't know how else to say it. I'm 24 years old. I'm the youngest person who's probably saying this stuff. Most guys who are saying this shit are a lot older than me. But young people, and I know there's a lot of young conservatives out there, and I know that the DNC's ability to manipulate the public discourse is why we don't realize that we're in such numbers. But we are in some high numbers, man. Like, we are in some high numbers, and we need to get in the way of these kind of things that are kind of poisoning our whole discourse, man. Like, they're poisoning our entire discourse. They're creating this whole environment and arena where nobody has the ability to kind of have an opinion without it being not in a, like, before we used to match and measure opinions on empirical value, basically how good it's merit, right? Now it's merit plus like societal social justice ranking. So not only does your opinion have to have merit, like, not only can your ideas have to be good, but they don't have to be that good if their social justice factor and rating is high. And now you have companies jumping on board because they have to, because it's a part of the business model, and they don't want to be labeled as this, that, or the other. But you know what's good, man, is I'm seeing a lot of businesses run by conservatives, supported by conservatives, that are basically uncancelable because, like, for example, Black Rifle Coffee Company, man, dude, those guys are dope as fuck, bro. They're literally like, I mean, dude, they're just crushing it, man. They're spreading the conservative language. They're supported by conservatives, and they have sensible products for sensible prices. I mean, it's everything that we need for the conservative movement. Is we need to have conservative-owned businesses and conservative-sponsored businesses. We need to have more. We need to have more alliances with our local and decentralized power structures, and our local elections and our local representatives need to be people that are conservative and Trump disciples. We have to think about these things in a way that is actually smarter than the left, because that's the only way to strategize against some of these crazy people. I mean, these guys are very resourceful, very able to really, dude, it's getting bad. It's getting very bad. I mean, if it isn't already worse enough, I think it's going to get worse. I think you're going to start seeing these super far leftist agendas break their way into Texas if we don't stand strong. And if we don't, dude, we need to have a harder red wave than we had in this election. And I just hope to God that we don't lose these these runoff races are questionable, man. I mean, what are the odds that Democrats win now, dude? I mean, I feel like you'd be stupid to not bet on Democrats winning if you're betting on this stuff, because they have the apparatus to fucking do that shit, man. I mean, I'm not going to say the words, but they have the apparatus to do that stuff. So, I mean, dude, what are we even... I mean, it's just fucking crazy, man. We have to decentralize, because if you decentralize, then you don't platform these things like 1619 Project and stuff like that. You'll end up having less of a deviation from the founders' vision, and it's a much more sensible, sustainable, scalable way to do stuff. Because right now, what's happening is the left is trying to scale their federal down directive on us, and we're having a lot of pushback. We're not a big fan of it, because obviously, man, dude, in Texas, and especially some of these red states, man, we are used to our own supply chains, our own protection, our own Second Amendment. We're used to our own rule. We have a era of law that is very modernized, but it's also very, very unique in the sense that it's been around forever and it's worked really well. Crime is less in the South because of the fact that we're an armed republic. And if I kick someone's door down, man, there's a good chance that I eat a fucking shotgun shell to my brain, So in reality, dude, we're doing a lot better with everything in the South because of the fact that we have oil production, we'll be energy independent, we have supply chain independent, we have supply chain sovereignty, we have the Gulf. I mean, dude, we are next level, and these blue states are literally sucking us dry. There's no, I mean, dude, all that they have is tax dollars. I mean, California and New York have higher tax dollars because they have more fucking people living there, man. But in terms of contributions to the GDP, gasoline everywhere, bro, dude, it's all us, man. And so, I'm always for secession. I think we should secede. I think it's now or never, guys. I mean, I think that we should, because then at least we can elect our own leaders. We can hold our own elections, and I think no one will fucking get mad or get upset. And it's called peaceful divorce, amicable divorce, and they've been talking about it on the Tim Pool show. They've been talking about it in a lot of different places, and it's a very, very sensible thing, man. It's really not that complicated either, and it would really work out. There's clearly more than two nations. If you look at the Texas lawsuit, right, and you look at the states that sign under Republican and sign under blue, dude, there are clearly more than two nations there, man. There's definitely two nations, and they both definitely believe totally different things, and they both hate each other. And I'm going to blame everything on the left, because I think they're fucking complete jokesters, and I think we should secede, because I think it'll show them we mean business, And I think we should get the Democrats who are registered to get out of. I mean, dude, I would say either become Republican or leave, straight up leave, either become Republican or leave, because we're not going to platform any we're going to platform different Republicans now, and we're going to have different because we have different ideas, dude. They don't want the Constitution. They want but the problem with the left is, man, they're trying to push the ideas of a few on a lot of people in a very authoritarian, scary way. That's one of my issues with the left, man, is that instead of retaining all of their dumb, stupid ideas to the states that they already live in, they want to turn other states blue because they think that they're the social justice warriors for other states. And most people in those states are no, get the fuck out of here, bro. We don't want we don't want heroin legalized in Texas, bro. We don't want guns taken up in Texas, man. We don't want that. We like what we have now. And they're trying to move people here. They're not changing the way they vote. And it's just like, go back to your fucking state, dude. Like, people are saying though, that Texas would be a third world country if we seceded. And I'm like, have you been to New York, man? Have you been to fucking New York, dude? Bro, it's literally a third world country. There's rats on the street, dude. Have you seen the fucking rats, man? Bro, the rats can eat you alive. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? This is not a joke. Like, this is serious. Like, dude, have you seen the crime there? It's more resemblant of a third world country than here. I'm just like shocked by these morons, man. Why do they think we need them? Bro, leave, bro. We have the best balanced budgets. We require the least money from the federal government. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard, man. Like, shut the fuck up. Go, like, start your own nation. Go join Canada. I could give a fuck less. Justin Trudeau has now fallen in the popularity rankings because he's locking down his fucking area. It's like, dude, fuck out of here, man. We're the last stand for everything. And you dumb fucks are trying to get at it because of social justice, man. Dude, talk to some of these defund the police guys, bro. And man, are they fucking idiots, man. You could literally ask them their policy stance on things, and they'll give you this rationalization of stuff, which is so elementary school, bro. You tell them, how do you combat violent crime? They say grassroots organizations. I'm like, please tell me how a school teacher is going to, like, okay, so let's get this straight. Hold on. So violent crime is about to happen. And we need what? What do we need? Like therapists? Are we so with every EMT we're going to start sending like basically like what do you call them? Tim Dillon talks about this, dude. Social workers. Yeah. Social workers. So we're going to just send social workers to essentially de-escalate tensions in the community. And it's like, I could have agreed with you when you said that you wanted better policing, right? And I think we could have instituted some reform. And I think police would have been able to do that. I think police stations across the board would have been able to do that. And I think we could have very easily had more body cam rules. And I think there's some accountability I think we can do. Although I will say that, I do see the argument for no body cams, but I think body cams are good. I mean, I don't think cops really have to be worried about, again, if we're not putting cops on witch trials, right? And we're not hunting them like they're fucking, witches, then we can have them wear body cams just for the sake of continuity. Maybe it'll help them in a court of law, right? And they can follow procedure. Like most cops are cool to do that. Most cops don't mind wearing a body cam. There are some cops who'll make the argument against it because maybe they haven't grown up with a body cam, but a lot of young cops wear body cams all the time. They don't give a shit. Like, they don't give a fuck, man. Like, they know that their body cam, if anything, protects them, and it does protect the victims of the unfortunate, very minority case, less than 20 cases a year scenario, where like an unarmed black person will die by the hands of the police. But right now we're having dude, I mean, bro, there are humans out there right now, totally and absolutely being martyred, and they're complete psychopaths. Or at least at the best sociopaths or social rejects. I'm not slandering anyone who died, man. I'm not going to bring up any names. But there are people who we are martyring that are really, we should be sad that they passed away. But we should not be, chanting their name in the same name as people who have legitimately died at the hands of police. And the social justice to it is obnoxious, is annoying. And, I just think that there's got to be an end to it, guys. Come on, let's grow up now and let's start voting Republican, please. Because dude, I don't know what Donald Trump's gonna do. I don't know how he's gonna save the country. He saved the world before. I don't know what he's gonna do now. But I can tell you this right now, man. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. And I can tell you this too. He is confident. He's not giving up. So it's not looking good. He's not giving up. Where does that put us? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he wants to leave office. I hope he doesn't. I mean, look, yeah, I hope he does kind of fuck around and do some crazy shit. But I want him to pop off and like fucking, make these liberals mad. But again, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what's the deal. I don't know what to do. It's just crazy, man. I mean, I look at all this stuff and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, we are really fucked. We're really fucked, man. My prediction is, man, in a few years, they're going to start coming after us for our First Amendment. Then they're going to come for our Second Amendment, so we can't protect our First Amendment. And then they're going to come after our property. They're going to start bringing in and seeping in, and they're going to start spending. Dude, they outspent Georgia, man. They outspent, like, literally these fucking sons of bitches in the Democratic Party literally outspent Trump. I mean, the Facebook campaign was $350 million. They spent like 80 cents per Biden and 20 cents for Trump. And I mean, you tell leftists this stuff and they like don't care. They think it's like in the name of white supremacy. And I'm like, you couldn't be more misinformed, man. Literally, you couldn't be. Literally, you couldn't be more misinformed than that. And because of you and because of people who just casually let themselves be that misinformed, man, oh man, have people lost their lives, man. Because when you look at how these things trend and you look at how we hold these people accountable, not the voters, but I'm saying like when you just start believing the party's misinformation, right? The party gets away with crime, man. It gets away with crime because they don't, at that point, they have no accountability. When you are allowed to push activist agendas and you're allowed to like basically, use sensationalism and claim to have these weird protections under Section 230 and weird protections under the Communications Decency Act, and you do that shit, man, you literally spoil the public discourse, man. Like, think about, in terms of journalistic breakthroughs we've had, how many of those journalistic breakthroughs were actually beneficial to the public? Maybe what, like 20%, 30%? All I can think of are Edward Snowden, Glenn Greenwald, via Edward Snowden, Julian Assange via WikiLeaks, and other whistleblowers like him. I was looking at this Luke Harding guy. He's a fucking joke. I find it funny how people think this guy's like a really like world-renowned journalist. I'm like, bro, this guy wrote a whole book on Trump and Russia based off of bullshit dossiers and like all sorts of dumb shit. Like, I just can't with these people, man. I just can't with these folks, man. And that sounds like a white girl. It really does, but it is how I feel about Democrats right now. It's ridiculous, man. This whole social justice lefty nonsense, man. It's completely nonsensical, man. But I mean, dude, I've been going for 2 hours now, and I think I gotta fucking put it to rest. I'm gonna literally talk myself into a stroke if I keep it up. So, guys, I mean, stay well, folks. Just fucking hang in there, guys. Just keep your fucking arms at your ready, and I mean, the ones that you have the right to bear, not your real arms. Keep it cool, keep it smooth. Just fucking, I don't know, man. Jerk it, turk it, fuck it, suck it, whatever you got to do, man. Because, I mean, we're going to be in for a long haul, boys. The conservative community has got a long fucking road ahead of us, man. Whether it's getting our president another inauguration or getting him another term at a later time. So we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully I'll do some more check-ins and we can just rant and rage and all this fucking nonsense, man. But good luck, folks. Stay safe. Fuck Antifa. Yeah, I mean, YouTube, by the way, this is all comedy. Every part of this is comedy. I'm not going to, I'm not mobilizing people to, do anything absurd. Guys, don't commit acts of terror. Please don't do that. They'll come and get mad at me. All right? Bye.